Bonjour, my name is Andrea from Paris. Please like and... Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. It's me again. Gotcha. You didn't know I spoke multiple languages, Verdado. So, where were we? Oh yeah, my band almost broke up. My manager tried to take control of my life. My father was in an accident. My boyfriend was keeping a huge secret from me. And my mom had come back into my life after almost 10 years. Am I forgetting some other misery? Yeah, I'm also really hungry. Oh, right. I hadn't eaten anything since before the concert. But at that time, we had more important things on our plate. Alice, I told you to get away from him. Who does she think she is to tell me what to do? No. First, you owe me an explanation. Why have you left? Where have you been all these 10 years? Why have you never called? Why are you coming back now? Why? Well, I guess she owed more than one explanation. Maybe we should leave.
And miss the showdown?
Yeah, let's give them some privacy.
Yes, better. What are you even doing here in the first place?
We'll wait outside.
No, nobody leaves. And you better start talking before we start improvising a bad cop, good cop scene. And no, Luke, you can't be the good cop. But Alice, no excuses. Just spill the beans. My mom took a seat and a deep breath, then remained in silence for a few minutes. I couldn't wait to know the truth. I was impatient, nervous, stressed, and hungry too. But most of all, I was tired. Then she started talking about her life, blah, blah, blah. Some really revealing stuff and other things. And then the end. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just exhausted. It's not that easy to narrate 4 parts in a row. The life of an MSA star is harder than it looks. You know what, guys? Let's mix things up a little. I know you're probably tired of hearing my voice. At least I am. So let's hear my mom's story told by herself. See you later, alligators. Hi, kids. I'm Carrie, Alice's mom. I know most of you must hate me, but hold off until you hear my side of the story. If you still hate me later, well, don't put it in the comments. I don't think I can handle having my own haters. Let's start from the beginning. After I got married and had Alice, my life was practically perfect. Lovely family, a career climbing. Life was looking up. When Alice was finishing elementary school, my big shot arrived.
Carrie, we want you to lead the case against the Siri clan.
Oh, yes, I'll do it. Their time has come. Justice will be served. The Siri clan was one of the largest and most dangerous criminal groups in the country. They were the worst of the worst, fixing sports events, moving narcotics, blackmailing politicians, and even kidnapping kittens in their spare time. You name it, they did it.
Get ready. This is gonna change your life.
And boy, it did. I couldn't imagine at the time how much it would cost me. I couldn't tell anyone about my involvement with the case, not even my family. Still, the clan found out pretty much everything about me. I soon started receiving threatening phone calls, menacing letters, and gifts of dubious taste. The prosecution put security on us. The Sioux guys followed us all around without Alice and her father knowing. But that didn't stop the Siri clan. Oh no. A few days before the trial, I received an envelope in my office. Inside, there were pictures of Alice at school, in the park, coming in and out of the house, everywhere. I thought about calling the police, but it was too dangerous. I had to do something. So, I went to see the head of the clan, ready to put my career aside and my principles in exchange for the safety of my family. But he was a tough negotiator.
I have a counteroffer.
They not only forced me to sabotage the lawsuit against them, but also made me work for them as their legal counsel for years. They never stopped following Alice. I had no choice but to stay and help them grow their criminal empire even further. So that's why I left, because now I'm a criminal and I can't even look at you in the eyes knowing everything I did.
And why did you come back?
After I left, I blocked your numbers, but I never changed mine. The hospital called me saying there had been an accident and I had to come and make sure you were okay. I guess I'm still your emergency contact.
Of course. There's no other person I want to see in an emergency.
He's such a flirt. Is that so?
It is, and not only in emergencies.
I think Alice's dad has the hots for Alice's mom.
You don't say.
I'm just glad I get to see you again.
Oh my god, Dad, stop flirting with her. Have you forgotten that she abandoned us for like 10 years? Are you sure you don't have a concussion? Let's call the doctors to do more tests.
I'm fine, Alice. I guess old habits die hard.
He smiled at me, and even after all these years, just like the first time I saw him playing in the subway, I felt fireworks inside. How could I help it? Look at him. He is as attractive as he was 10 years ago, maybe even more. You can tell he's been hitting the gym. Check out his arms, his shoulders, his... Okay, that's enough. This is still a family channel. I'll take it from here. As you can imagine, my mom's story was like a roller coaster for me, and by the end, I was pretty dizzy. I didn't know what to say, but at the same time, I had hundreds of questions to ask. At first, I needed some air, like a lot of air, and something to eat. So I walked out of the hospital, and then I saw it. That was really love at first sight. Thank God. I ran to it, and I ordered half a dozen hot dogs. What? Lady has to eat too, you know. Besides, can't thank with an empty stomach, right? Bon appetit.
Note from the MSA producers. Due to the disgusting nature of the following images, we have decided to censor the next part.
Ugh, I so needed that. Now I can think straight. Let's get this over with. I walked back to the hospital, but stopped dead in my tracks when I saw Mom and Camillo talking at the entrance.
We should try to be friends. After all, we are family.
You don't scare me. And why should he? Oh, let me guess. He probably is the son of the boss of that clan, and he's just dating me because he has a secret agenda, right?
No, not at all.
So why should I get away from him?
Maybe I got carried away. To be honest, I don't think you guys are really a match. I mean, you are a Cancer and he is a Capricorn. Those are the least compatible signs in the horoscope.
I'm actually a Scorpio.
Oh, then it's okay. You have my blessing.
Great! Thanks, Mom.
Camillo hugged my mom. Their performance was as believable as a bunch of elementary school kids acting out Shakespeare for the end of the year play. Of course I knew there was something wrong. I'm not an idiot, guys. I asked Camillo about it like 1,000 times. Why does my mother hate you so much? What did you do? But he always came up with different excuses.
It's because I'm Italian. She hates poets. She doesn't like my cologne. I think she must be in love with me.
Eventually, I stopped asking. I know it sounds crazy, but after so much time, things were somehow in order and part of me didn't want anything to change. Sure, I knew that things sooner or later were gonna bite me, and trust me, when they did, it hurt like a dog bite. The next few days were truly bizarre. My mom came back into our lives as suddenly as she had left. Every time I went to visit my dad, she was there, and the two of them together were absolutely unbearable. You guys know I'm a sucker for love, but they were too much even for me.
Here comes the plane.
Can I have a bite of the pilot too?
Oh, don't start. Last time things got out of hand.
Yikes! When my dad was discharged, she took care of him at home. They even urged me to come back and live with them so we could be a happy family. Before saying no, I actually considered it for like half a millisecond. But Mom was determined to get back into my life, by hook or by crook. Like some regular mom and her teenage daughter, we spent all of our time together fighting. The thing was that I was not a teenager anymore, and she wasn't like a regular mom, which made things really weird.
Where are you going? With whom? What time will you be back?
I want my lawyer here.
I am your lawyer. Talk.
To a club with Moon and Luke around 2.
That's too late. You can go till 12.
But Mom!
No buts, Missy.
It was kind of fun to make up for lost time. You're so mean. I hate you. I always wanted to yell at my mom that I hate her for some stupid thing, like a normal teenager. Although I would never admit it then, having Mom back was amazing. But still, she really had it in for Camillo. And it wasn't, of course, just because of our zodiac signs. She started playing detective, attempting to sabotage our relationship. She tailed us in secret to our dates. Remind you of anyone? I guess the apple doesn't fall that far from the tree. Of course, she didn't know about my successful career as a matchmaker. Table 5 said you would take care of their check. Since when is bread so expensive? After that, she sent me flowers and gifts from a mysterious secret admirer. Free chocolate. But that was nothing. It got to the point where she tried to kill Camillo.
I didn't know he was allergic to nuts.
I told you like yesterday.
Oh, it must have slipped my mind.
Then she went all in and planned a blind date for me and Kwan, who was a few days away from returning to Korea. I had to admit that it was a beautiful date, and Kwan looked so attractive. But I had a boyfriend and he had a girlfriend. I'm so sorry my mom put you up to this.
Don't worry. It's always nice to spend some time with you.
Won't your girlfriend mind?
I don't have a girlfriend anymore. She left me. She said my heart was still entangled with something here.
And what is that something here?
I think you already know.
Kwan smiled at me, and I blushed so much that I could have become a stunt double for Poe. You know, the red Teletubby. Change the subject, Alice. This could get out of hand. I don't know what my mom has against Camillo. She hates his guts with a passion, but he didn't do anything.
I think you should trust your mom. I know you two have a complicated history, but she must be doing this for a very good reason, and you can't keep ignoring it.
At first, I thought Kwan was only saying this because he was jealous. But then I started to think he had a point. Turns out, his words were absolutely right on target. When I got home that same night, I did what I promised I would never do. I went through my boyfriend's computer. Guys, this is me not setting a good example. Don't follow my lead on this one. Remember how I said things would come back to bite me in the butt? Well, they did. More than a dog bite. It was a crocodile bite. Among Camillo's files, I found a book about me. Yes, you heard right. Camillo was writing a book about my life behind my back. Actually, no, he wasn't wasn't writing it. It was already finished. What the? To no one's surprise, it turns out that behind it all was Trevor. He had signed over my image rights from our contract to Camillo to write a bestseller airing all my dirty laundry. For the next few hours, I read the entire book. Not only did it expose my deepest fears and desires, those I had confided in him, but it also detailed my mother's criminal history with the Siri clan. If this gets out, she will go to jail. And the worst part of it all, the book was due out in 2 days. Just as my world was collapsing, the collapser opened the door.
Hi, honey.
I was more than ready to use my drumsticks to turn him into a human skewer, but I didn't. I understood that my only advantage at that moment was that he didn't know that I knew. So I pretended that everything was fine and took the first opportunity to get the hell out of there. We're out of milk. I'm gonna go buy some.
We have milk.
But not almond milk.
Since when do you like almond milk?
Since forever? You don't know every single detail about me. Well, maybe I lost it for a moment. Once I escaped from there, I met with my mother. She confessed to me that she knew about Camillo's book. A few weeks ago, my boss told me that someone was snooping about my past and the trial. They thought they were the prosecutors, but when I saw the photo, I recognized Camillo immediately. I'd seen him in every photo and interview of you two. You follow my career? Of course I do. I'm your biggest fan. My mom found out he was writing a book, but when she tried to warn me, he threatened to reveal another big secret. My mother was betraying the clan. She was preparing a case with the prosecution, taking advantage of her inside knowledge to bring down the Siri clan once and for all. If that came out, not only would the case collapse, but we would be in grave danger. The release of the book would have the same result, so we soon regrouped with my dad, Moon, Luke, and Quan to shut down the release of my unauthorized biography. That's a sentence I never thought I'd say. We split up and went to different districts to buy all the copies of the book that were ready to circulate. Yeah, we spent a lot of money on books. In the meantime, my mom managed to get a legal order to stop the printing of new copies, arguing that they did not have my authorization. Amazingly, we managed to stop the book from coming out. We gathered all the copies and made a huge campfire. Not great for the environment, I know. Again, don't follow my lead on this one, guys.
Anyone want a marshmallow?
You're still leaving tomorrow? Maybe you can stick around for a bit.
I'd love to, but I have to go home. But you should visit me.
Maybe I will. Sadly, our victory was short-lived. Feeling defeated, Trevor and Camillo leaked the book virtually, and it soon went viral. What ensued was absolute chaos. My name became a trending topic, and the news went crazy with my mother's criminal story. Soon, reporters were swarming my house and my parents' house looking for a comment. My phone literally exploded from the number of calls and messages it received. To make matters worse, Camillo went on TV to present the book, badmouth me, and reveal that my mom was a double agent for the government. You will pay for this. From that moment on, we became the #1 target of the Siri clan. Things were completely out of hand, and for the first time, I feared for my life and the safety of the people around me. I had to do something, but I didn't know what. Alice, there's no time for discussions. Get in the car. We have to go to the witness protection program now. We are in danger. I can't do it, Mom. You two go.
Alice, this isn't up for discussion.
No, it's not, Dad. I'm sorry. I ran between the cars until I lost them. It's not that I didn't want to go with them, but I was a public figure. The reporters and paparazzi would be after me like hounds. I knew that if I went with them, I would put them in even more danger. I needed to go somewhere where no one knew me. Oh, that's it. Quan, is it too soon to visit?
Not at all. I'm glad you're here.
I held Quan's hand as we waited for the plane to take us to Korea. I took a deep breath. It felt like walking away from a fire. Who said you can't run away from your problems?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to a new Where Are They Now episode. So let's uncover the latest on the Cupid Secrets crew. Alice's parents, Luke and Moon. They just disappeared faster than my motivation on a Monday. But what everybody really wants to know is where is Alice herself, the villain of her own story? Some say she became a Buddhist monk. Others that she had facial surgery to look unrecognizable. But something went wrong and she became a circus freak. Some even claim that she was seen living in the middle of the snowy forest, like the Yeti. But still, the mystery remains unsolved. Where is Alice?
I'll give you a where are they now, you gossip-mongering, face-twisting, snitch-ditch-twitch character hack. This villain is right here, crafting a comeback that'll knock your ratings into the next ice age. And talk about facial surgery? You should check yourself first. Wicked witch of the bargain bin Botox, duck lips meeting frog eyes in a meme gone wrong disaster? No surgeon could fix that.
Calm down. She's not even here.
No, don't shut it off. I want to hear more of her nonsense. Great. Now the power cuts out on me. As if everything else wasn't enough, the electricity there had a mind of its own. It always went out with the worst possible timing. Okay. You know, I'm not usually the nagging type, more like a silent ninja. Until someone turns on that spotlight of lies, you might think we stepped out of a time machine into the past. Well, almost. So this is where Alice is, in the middle of nowhere, picking up cow dung. I know, gross. I should give you a recap of the last year, but I don't really feel like it. Okay, don't leave. I will. But just because you've been putting up with me since episode 1. Before I start, like and subscribe, and don't forget to never watch MSA on TikTok. Real ones know that YouTube is way cooler. So, after Camillo's book, Kwan and I escaped to a small rural town in South Korea where no one knew or cared who I was. This is nice. It was not.
At least no one will find us here.
Yeah, because no one knows this place exists. Seriously, I tried searching it on Google Maps and it just showed a shrugging emoji. Still, Kwan absolutely fell in love with our new rural life. He put together his own farm, and it was like he had found his place on Earth. For me, it wasn't that easy.
Alice, collect the cow dung so we could use this for fire.
Not this again. That day, I shouldn't have worn red because it made the bull crazy mad, and he chased me all over the farm until I fell headfirst into the cow poop pile. Ugh, I hate this.
Look on the bright side. It's good for your skin.
Oh, really? Then come here. I'll make you a good hydrating mask. Stop running! Living with Kwan was awesome, but it never felt like my real life. I just wasn't myself there. To make me feel better, Kwan once took me to a nice restaurant in the city, but I felt so paranoid that I went with a full disguise. Maybe that wasn't the best option to keep the attention away from me. Everybody kept looking at me, especially one strange guy with a big ginger afro and sunglasses. That guy keeps staring at us.
Can you blame him with those drumsticks in your hair? And this dress looks like you committed a fashion crime.
Duh, I can't leave them out. And this outfit took hours of careful consideration and about 5 outfit changes. As Kwan went to pay the bill, I turned to that creep, but he vanished into thin air. After that, I decided to stay in the village and never return to the city. Eventually, I kinda got used to living there. But then, a letter arrived and changed everything. It was an invitation to Moon and Luke's wedding. I hadn't talked to anyone from home since I left. I thought they'd eventually forget about me. But turns out, Kwan used to drive out of town to call Moon, and she wanted me to be her maid of honor. Still, I wasn't ready to come back yet.
Sooner or later, you'll have to face your fears.
I'll do it later then.
I have to go. She's my baby sister.
Of course. We said our goodbyes and Kwan left, so I had some alone time. After a few days, I started to get really worried. Kwan wasn't answering my calls or responding to any of my texts. I waited and waited, but no news. Finally, I called Moon, but she didn't know anything about him either. Nobody did. Before I could think about it, I was already on a plane crossing the world to save my boyfriend. As soon as I landed, I did a complete makeover to avoid being recognized. I had more important things to do than deal with the paparazzi. After that, I went straight to the police station. I knew who was behind it all. The Siri clan kidnapped my boyfriend.
Do you have any proof?
I have a strong feeling. Does that count as proof?
Maybe he just ran away from you after reading the book.
The whole police station laughed at me. I wanted to throw all their donuts into the garbage, but I didn't. I just stole a few for later.
Besides, we already captured Siri Clan's leader.
What? After I left the police station, I had so many questions in my head. Just then, I saw Trevor drive by in a cool Porsche and stop not too far away. My heart was beating super fast, and I decided to follow him. I hid in an alley where it was kind of dark. I couldn't see much, but then I heard him talking on the phone.
Keep a low profile. We can't afford any slip-ups right now. I had planned this all along. I even made that foolish Camillo reveal the clan's secrets in his book to have the leader in prison so I could take over the empty throne of the Siri clan. I did a lot for him, and that thankless man never recognized me. Now, see who the boss is? Me, Trevor. Only Trevor.
The terror! He went inside, and I crept closer to the building's window and peeked inside. There he was, stood before a group of exhausted kids.
Kids, if you don't do it my way, you'll be swimming with the fish. Yes, you heard me right. You'll be forced to clean my aquarium again. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, go! Come on, don't make me get the snorkel gear.
Trevor not only carried on with the clan's illegal affairs, but also used his power to create an academy for young talents to build his own musical empire. The police weren't helpful, so it was up to me to stop him and save Kwan.
Quan. Time to bring down his criminal empire. Still, I needed help with that. I needed my friends back. I'm sorry for leaving and ghosting you guys, but I really need you.
It's okay. We understand. And we've got to find Quan.
And destroy Trevor. Don't forget about that.
They told me that over the last year, Trevor blocked all their contracts and concerts, sending his army of little singing robots to replace them. He kidnapped my boyfriend and also ruined my band? This time, it's personal. Yeah, I know. That sounded so cool, like an action movie star. So, I told Moon and Luke about my master plan.
So, your plan is to just break into the headquarters of a criminal group and steal illegal stuff? Yeah, pretty much it.
Great. Sounds bulletproof.
That night, we snuck over to their lair. At the entrance, there were 2 security guards.
Okay, we made it pretty far. Call it a night?
No, we have to take them out. So, Alice, you do it.
What? Why me?
They won't recognize you with your new makeover. Distract them while we try to find another way in.
Before I could protest, Luke and Moon threw me towards them. First, I thought I could use my Riz to win them over. Content warning, guys. This might turn into a cringe fest. I walked to them, flirtatious, but I looked like I was just learning to walk for the first time. Excuse me, guys. Do you have names, or can I call you mine?
I'm Frederick.
Mike.
No, I meant I thought your names were Google because you two have everything I've been searching for. Well, that one bombed even harder than my first pickup line. I need to work on my flirting game. In a desperate distraction attempt, I twisted swiftly, aiming for a masterstroke. Fate intervened. My wig slipped off. Uh-oh.
You!
So, time for plan B. What was plan B again?
Stop her!
They jumped on me, but at that exact moment, their radio started playing my favorite song. I went full John Wick mode for real. I grabbed the 2 drumsticks that I always carry around and turned them into lethal weapons. Oh, I forgot to mention that during my time in Korea, I became a black belt in Taekwondo. Silly me. After beating up those 2, I tried to find Moon and Luke, but I got to Trevor's office. I turned it inside out, but found nothing about Quan. I was about to give up when I came across something mind-blowing. A manuscript from Camillo, Cupid's Secrets Part 2. A sequel to my story. Yeah, my head exploded. Quite literally. It detailed with amazing precision my life in that little town in Korea. Every little part of it. How the heck did he know all this? Then, as James Bond's villains, they appeared.
Oh, look who's here. It's so good to see you, babe. I love your new style, but ew, you smell like cow poop.
Trevor and Camillo were at the door of the studio. I lunged at them. You fuck! But an army of guards appeared out of nowhere and held me.
No dear, this is not a kung fu movie. Guards, just take this little rat away.
Trevor, wait. Don't be so hard. She is my ex, after all. Alice, I know what you must be thinking. How did I know all that? Just take a look at the notes.
I looked at the notes. It was some kind of daily report, a really complete one. Then my heart stopped. The name that signed all the notes was Quan. It isn't true. Quan would never betray me like that. You're lying. Tell me where he is.
Well, you thought the same about Camillo, and look where that got you. You see, Alice, everyone's playing their own game. Quan, in this case, is playing hide and seek. Hide until the book is out and seeking a fortune.
He's gonna be rich, and he just had to sell us his relationship with you. A bargain, if you ask me.
Tears began to roll down my cheeks. Once again, my boyfriend stabbed me in the back.
I told you it was a mistake to fire me, kid. Now leave with your dumb friends. And Luke, just a piece of advice. Next time, don't yell when trying to sneak in somewhere.
Oh yeah? I was caught in a half-open window. What should I have done?
Probably not screaming like a maniac. Push my butt up! Push my butt up!
I was completely defeated. I didn't even fight back when his goons kicked us out.
Don't go too far this time. I need good material for our next book. Remember, all good things come in threes.
Luke and Moon kept asking me what happened inside, but I didn't say a word. I just said goodbye and went straight to the airport to disappear once again, and this time for good. Just as I was about to board the plane, I got an audio message from Moon.
So, remember that our wedding was supposed to take place today, but got canceled after Quan disappeared? Well, surprise, it's happening, because Quan is back.
What? We couldn't find another date available for over a month, so we're gonna get married now. We're just waiting for you. Hurry! Furiously, I rushed out of the airport to confront him.
Still, I did a quick pit stop at the hairdresser. Then I did my makeup and put on my dress.
What?
I was still furious, but it was a wedding. I had to look great, and I did. I burst into the ceremony, and I saw him next to Luke, who was waiting for Moon at the altar. I dashed toward him like lightning.
Alice, you look...
Wonderful? Beautiful? Yeah, I know.
What's wrong?
What's wrong? Are you for real? Let's see. Where should I begin? Maybe by the fact that you disappeared from the face of the planet for days?
You told me to do that!
I did what? Yeah, we were being really loud in a church, and everybody was staring at us.
Guys, maybe we can discuss this later?
When did I tell you to disappear?
You sent me a message saying that I should hide and get rid of my phone because the Siri clan was after me. So, stayed locked in a hotel all this time. It was quite boring, by the way. I even learned how to walk on walls. I'll show you later. But I couldn't miss Moon's wedding, so I'm here. I'm so glad you're here today too, by the way.
That didn't make any sense. I hadn't sent any message. She was lying again. What about the book? Yeah, I found your little report notes.
But how?
You wrote everything. All our private moments and secrets just to sell them to Trevor and Camillo?
Wait, what? I did write all of that, but I didn't sell anything. I lost them at the airport.
Like I'm gonna believe that.
I would never sell that. I just took notes of everything because, well, it's quite embarrassing.
More embarrassing than getting your butt kicked in a church by the bridesmaid?
Okay. The truth is I wanted to write my own book about you. To show the world how nice and cute and wonderful you truly are.
Yeah, this is the part where you go, aww. Still, at that moment, I was confused and shocked. I didn't want to believe him, but when I looked into his eyes, I saw that he was telling the truth. I felt so embarrassed. But then I saw him hiding among the rest of the guests. That weird-looking ginger afro guy that used to spy on us in Korea. Stop that guy! He ran, and I chased after him. Just when he was about to escape, Moon appeared, rocking her wedding dress and blocking his way. He turned around, and I hit him with a crazy taekwondo kick that sent his afro and glasses flying. He was Camillo. He had followed us to Korea to spy on us, and when he found out about Kwan's notes, he stole them from him at the airport. As if that wasn't enough, he and Trevor sent the message pretending to be me and telling Kwan to hide. Why the heck are you here?
I needed to see the showdown. It's the ending of my sequel.
You and your freaking sequel. I'm gonna kill you right now.
Let me.
Kwan stepped forward and headed for Camillo. He grabbed him and shoved him, ready to punch his lights out, but I stopped him.
He deserves it.
But he's not worth it.
Yeah, the last thing I need is to get punched by a farmer.
I turned around and slapped Camillo so hard he spun like a startled ballerina. When he finally stopped twirling, Moon gave him another slap, sending him into another whirlwind. But I wasn't done with him. Listen to me good, you hack of a writer. I'm about to end your whole career. First, I took care of Trevor. I sent Luke, disguised and armed with a camera, to his music academy. Turns out, Trevor had those poor kids rehearsing day and night, like a twisted version of School of Rock. He got arrested for child abuse, and the Siri clan vanished. My family was finally free, so I went to get them out of the witness protection program. When my dad opened the door, he had the longest beard ever. Gandalf, is that you?
Alice!
Dad hugged me tightly. Soon Mom joined in. I can't breathe, guys! My parents moved back to Rochester and got re-engaged. Another wedding on the way. With my mother's help, I sued Camillo for the rights to my own story. During the trial, it came to light that he had plagiarized other writers. Camillo lost all profits from the book, sequel rights, and his reputation. Last I heard, he was working as a waiter again. I said cappuccino, not macchiato, you spaghetti brain. Finally, I was free. I had my voice back. Eventually, I found the perfect place to tell my story. So, thanks MSA. They don't pay as much as Hollywood, but they are way cooler. Oh, and the rest of Luke and Moon's wedding was awesome. Our band even got together for a quick reunion show. Then we partied like there was no tomorrow. But there was. I could have never done this without you.
Of course you could have. So, what now?
My real life is here. My family, my friends, my music.
But mine isn't.
We both started crying because we knew that despite that we loved each other, we had to follow our own path. Sometimes love is about letting the other one go. Don't worry, guys. I'm not going to end this 5-part story with such a downer. You know your girl Alice better than that. So, Kwan returned to that little town life that he loved so much. As for me, the bands got back together and we traveled the world playing our music.
Many years later, my music took me to a familiar country. I took a trip to the countryside and reached a lovely farm. Then I saw him. Quan looked so handsome. I remember the first time we met. He was acting like a tough guy, and I was dressed as a goth. Safe to say, we've both had quite the glow-up since then. When he saw me, he smiled, and then everything. Silence. Time stood still. Electricity. Heart racing. And of course, the famous fireworks. I ran to him, and that was it, guys. The end of my crazy and long journey. I guess love always finds its way in the end.